What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the beat writer of the Kansas City Chiefs on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Welcome back. We continue to get closer and closer to the 2025 NFL Draft. I promised you that I would be continuously talking about areas where the Chiefs can benefit rather than move forward in the process in boosting their team. I've touched on offensive tackles being an area of need rather for the Chiefs going forward after what we saw in the Super Bowl from the Philadelphia Eagles. Patrick Mahomes was sacked an enormous amount of times last season, and it was the most in his career. So that is pivotal. But one area that the Kansas City Chiefs might surprise people in is selecting a running back. Now you might be thinking, "Oh, we already have too many running backs." And that's true, but believe it or not, we have not had a Kansas City Chiefs running back reach over 1,000 rushing yards, since the 2017 season when current Chief Kareem Hunt has done so. Another fascinating fact about Hunt is that every single time that he has been with the Chiefs, he's going into his fourth season now. He has led the running game every single season. Last year, he led it. The year before, or the last time that he was with the Chiefs, he led it as well. And in his first year before he departed, Isaiah Pacheco is also a player to watch going forward. He got hurt last year, and even when he did show up, it was kind of wishy-washy. They also just brought in Elijah Mitchell, so you could be thinking, oh, see, there's veteran presence. He's going to be able to take care of any needs or inconsistencies that we have going forward. And while that all might be true, there is a huge potential that general manager Brett Veach and the rest of the scouting department have been looking at the depth of the running back. In fact, in his press conference, Brett Veach's, he said that the running back class is probably the deepest class in the draft. He wouldn't have brought that up if he didn't think that he think highly of the players in the draft. He followed up and he said that he thinks that they could get a really good player later in the rounds from the first rounds through 5. That being said, Brett Veach wouldn't address the media that way or even hint at it if he didn't believe in adding a new running back to this regime. Now, it would greatly benefit the Chiefs going forward if they do consider adding a running back. I wouldn't deem it as a complete necessarily addition going forward. Given this season, you could see a lot of the current guys that you have. Isaiah Pacheco still has all the upside in the world. It's just he has to own it. He has to make sure he stays healthy, which they are addressing as well. They brought back Kareem Hunt just to give the extra depth, as well as Elijah Mitchell, like I stated. But there are a few players that the Chiefs could go out and grab in the draft from the running back department. I would project them, though, to wait until at least past the second or third round before considering a running back. Just given that there's other pressing needs that you might remember me talking about in a previous episode that they need to address. So, that being said, here are 3 running backs that the Chiefs could attack and grab on draft day. The first, RJ Harvey of the UCF Knights. Last season, he had the best season with the Knights. In 232 carries, he had 1,577 rushing yards and scored 22 touchdowns. Last season, the Chiefs did not get a lot of scoring from their rushing, but an addition of Harvey would be insurmountable if he could be utilized in that way. Per NFL.com, Lance Zierlein, the analyst who writes all of their projections and all that, they have him projected to be a third or fourth round pick. Given what I just said, he could fit into that regime in that area if the Chiefs were to address that. Another player that they could go after is Jordan James of Oregon. He is just played and finished his third season with the Ducks and saw the most productive season. In 233 carries, he had 1,267 rushing yards and scored 15 touchdowns. Once again, this guy's very quick. We've seen, if you've been watching the tape, he's projected to be a fourth round pick. The Chiefs do have a fourth round selection, but that's the latest round that they've got before they are not on the clock again until the seventh round where they have 3 picks. So if they wanted to draft a high level running back, it would most likely fall into that area, which fits because if Jordan James is that kind of player in that position slot, maybe he's there. Brett Veach can bring him on in. Lastly, I touched on this. I wrote an article how Caleb Johnson of Iowa could be a great fit for the Chiefs. He is also a junior, just finished his third year with the Hawks. And you guessed it, had the best year of his collegiate career. In 240 carries, he had 1,537 rushing yards and scored 21 touchdowns. Amazing. Those are the kind of players that the Chiefs need to address if they want to fix their ground game, give Patrick Mahomes a little bit leeway from just always having to throw the ball or run the ball himself. The only caveat with Caleb Johnson is that he's projected to go in the second and third round. He's very fast. He's a strongly gifted and athletic, talented running back. It makes sense that he's projected for the second or third round. If the Chiefs do want Caleb Johnson and view him so highly, they might have to trade up. If they do not want to risk giving away other draft picks or current players just to move up in the round to fit the need, I wouldn't think that they would do so. So, the running game for the Chiefs last season was near the bottom half of the National Football League. If they can get production out of their current running backs, great. If they can't, they might be kicking themselves if they don't address the area in the draft. That's all from me today. I will catch you guys tomorrow as we continue breaking down the draft potential draft selections that the Chiefs can have. Remember, stay kind to one another, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a good one.